This is how to set up CensorCraft. Coal, iron, stone, andesite, diorite, gravel, warden. Oh boy. In CurseForge, just look up CensorCraft in the top bar, and you'll see this top result. Hit install, and we just got to put it in a new profile, so I'll just call this CensorCraft. I'll hit create, and we're done. With Modrinth, all you got to do is find CensorCraft. So head to Discover Content, go to Mods, let's look up CensorCraft, and just hit Add to an Instance. We can create a new one. I'll call this Balls. Keep everything the same. Just install. Once you're done, let's just play. So just create a quick world. First thing you're going to see is this pop-up that says download the model. And that's set by the server config file, which we'll get to in a second. So once you're in the game, set up simple voice chat by hitting V. You'll see your voice getting transcribed in the top right corner by default. And once you say the word boom, you'll explode. We can see the text is being transcribed in the top right. If you don't like that, all you got to do is go to the pause menu, head to Mods, click on CensorCraft, go to Config, and you can turn off Show Speech, so then nothing appears on the top. Latency is just how fast updates are being sent to the server, so you probably don't need to touch that unless your PC is not very good, in which case you would increase the latency. So the models folder is where we installed the base.english model, and the config file is where the rest of these things are stored, so you can change some more advanced parameters in here, like the position of where the text appears, which is GUI X, so if I switch this to like -10, it'll start shifting to the left a little bit. If I wanted to go from the other side of the screen, you can go from this side, right? Let's go to where the world was created on your computer. In CurseForge, you hit Open Folder, go to Saves, our world name, and in Server Config. To find the world's folder in Modrinth, hit the ... hit Open Folder, go to Saves, same thing. You're going to see a file called CensorCraftServer.toml. Open it. So you're going to see a lot of fun stuff in the server config file. And in here, you'll notice a familiar looking word. That should ring a bell, right? So when I say it, I say boom, I explode, right? But let's make something a little more interesting happen, right? Notice how this comes from a single array. It's called taboos, right? This will trigger any punishment down here that has the enabled flag set to true. And the only one that we have set to true right now is the explosion punishment. So if I turn that off and then turn on something else, like the lightning punishment, right? And I say boom, I get hit with lightning that time. And notice this, I did not have to restart the server. It's all hot changes. So now you might be thinking, how do I have multiple punishments, right? If I want to have the word boom, explode me, and the word lightning, light me on fire, what you could do is copy this array and then go to the punishments that you want to enable, like lightning down here. And you can define your own array of words. So let's do this. Let's say lightning is summoned by the word Jesus, and explosion is summoned by the word boom. So now if I say Jesus, I get hit with lightning, and if I say boom, I explode. Oh, I have to enable it. Don't forget that. So if I say boom now, I explode. There you go. So let's say you wanted to have two of the same kinds of punishments that do different things, so just have different configs. So for example, if I wanted a punishment to summon a skeleton and one to summon a warden. So currently we have one just for a skeleton, right? But if I say warden, nothing happens, and I want to add that. So go to the config file. All you have to do is start copying. So just make another block. And now if we rename skeleton to warden, save the file, go back in. If I say warden, now a warden appears, and if I say skeleton, a skeleton keeps appearing. It's getting a little chaotic. So remember when we added the taboos down to here? This is technically an override. So it overrides anything up here. And that also goes for isolate words, punish everyone, but not context length, enable CensorCraft, and preferred model. But you can override chat taboos, monitor chat, and punishment cooldown. So if anything you wanted to tweak on a per punishment basis, you just slap it down here. Right now when I say Jesus, I get hit with lightning, and it says it in the chat down here. Right? Notice it's set to true up here. So if I didn't want that to happen, I type chat taboos to false, save the file, and I say Jesus again, and nothing is sent to chat. And that concept is applied to almost all the config properties up here. So C Ravioli made a video where if you say a block, the ones near you get deleted of what you said. That mod is not public, but we're going to recreate this behavior with a delete punishment. A fun setting that was just added is this delete option. So if I say the word sand, all the sand near me gets destroyed. There it goes. Yeah. If I say stone, all the stone near me gets destroyed as well. And in here you can like change the radius. So if I want a 50 block radius, and if I say sandstone, yeah, my computer lags the fuck out. Yeah, so that's the delete punishment. Welcome to the CensorCraft API. So if you ever wanted to write your own punishments, hook into custom events, do anything kind of technical with CensorCraft, start here. So this is the API template. This will set up a basic Forge mod for you. So just open it in your favorite IDE. I choose IntelliJ. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head to the build.gradle file to make sure that you can actually launch this demo project. And you need to do a couple things. One, you need to pull the API jars into your libs folder. So to find them, just head to the latest release in GitHub for CensorCraft and just grab all three of these and paste them into this 4.0.0 folder. The second thing you need to do is make sure that the runtime mod is up to date. And in this case, it is for the latest version as of the time of recording. But if it's ever not, you'll need to just get the jar yourself and paste it into the CensorCraft folder. But now it should just be good to run. So let's go ahead and run the run client task. So when I say the word corn, it should lower my exhaustion down, you can see, and we got a dev message in there saying get trolled. So let's see how that happened. In the hunger punishment, in the punish, we can see that it's pulling the exhaustion parameter from the server config file, and let's go ahead and pull that up so you know what it looks like. So in here, you'll see your example mod and your hunger punishment, right? And you can see that it has the config that we defined for exhaustion of 500, and that gets pulled to cause the food exhaustion on the player. So it's a pretty trivial example of how to use the API, but it's extensible, and you can define all sorts of things, and you can literally do pretty much anything when it comes to how you toy with this.